Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Precious Doll right here with another tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew an overlap turtleneck dress with puff sleeves. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel to see more content. I have cut out the part of my fabric that I want to use for this dress. The front is on fold and the back is also on fold. I include the zipper allowance. Here I input the shoulder measurement divided by 2. The shoulder measurement is 14 divided by 2, that is 7, plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. From that point that you mark, go down by 1 inch and mark it. Measure the neck width. The neck width is 3 inches. Measure the neck width. From the 3 inches that you measure, connect a line from the shoulder point, go down by your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5, and the measurement it gives me is 7.1, so I'm going to mark it. I measure everything I have from the top to the point that I measure, and I input the measurement across. I now draw a straight line across, and this is the chest line. So I'll draw a straight line at the shoulder to the chest line. At the arm area, I'll go in by 0.75, and I will connect a line from the shoulder points to the chest line using my French curve ruler. So now I will input my shoulder to waist measurement. My shoulder to waist measurement is 16 inches. I will measure that 16 inches across, and I will draw a straight line at the waistline. Now I'm going to input my waist to hip measurement. My waist to hip measurement is 9 inches. I will measure it across and draw a straight line at the hip. And this is my hip line. So now I'm going to measure my neck depth. My neck depth is 3 inches, and I will use my curve ruler to draw a neckline. The neck depth is 3 inches and the neck width is 3 inches for the front. At the same time, I'm also going to measure the depth for my back neckline. The depth for the back neckline is 1 inch, and I'm going to mark it and also connect it. Now I'm going to input my hip measurement. My hip circumference is 36 divided by 4, 9, and I will add it, so I'll make it 9.25. I've marked the it. Now I input my bust measurement. Bust circumference is 34 divided by 4, 8.5. Now my waist measurement is 7. That is, the circumference is 28 divided by 4. It gives me 7. Plus 1 inch for that. So with the help of my curve, I will join all the points together. Now I'll measure the length of the dress and shape the lower part of the dress. So now I will add the sewing allowance at the side seam. I will add the sewing allowance. I added 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance. After adding the sewing allowance, I cut the dress out. Make sure you cut out the back neckline first. After you cut out the back neckline, then you cut out the front neckline. Now at the center back waistline, go in by ½ inch and connect a line to the top like I'm doing right now. Also connect the line to the hip. This is to avoid excess at the center back. Add notches at the waistline, hip line, at the side seam. You want to make the front armhole a little bit shorter at the shoulder, shorter than the back armhole. So you are going to go in by ½ inch at the shoulder and connect it to the neck and cut it out. Now it's time to add the dart. So now I'm going to mark out my darts using my nipple to nipple measurements divided by 2. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2, that's 3.5. I measured it. I measured 0.5 inch on both sides of that line and connect this to the dart points for the upper part and lower part, and I transfer the marking using pin to the other side of the fabric. Now it's time to cut the overlap that will be on the front of the dress. I place my front on another fabric, so I'm going to cut it out. So we have 2 of the front. On the front, I measure 2 inches from the neckline. So I'm going to cut the front out to make it 2. So I will raise my main front bodice up after cutting the overlap. And on the part that I want to be my overlap, I'm going to place my ruler on it from the points that I mark at the shoulder, and I'm going to measure the down. I will measure how I want my overlap to look like, and I will connect it with my straight ruler. So this is my front piece, and this is the overlap that will be placed on it. Now for the overlap, I sew a small facing to the overlap because I will not be using any lining. And later on, this facing that I sewed to it, I'm going to use hemming gum and iron to press it down. I will add hemming gum to the middle of the facing and the overlap and use iron to press it down so that part will stay in place. Now I have stitched the darts for the front and for the back, and I have also stitched the center back together. I will later open it up to add the zipper. I have also stitched the shoulder of the front and back together, which I shouldn't have because I have not added the overlap for the front to it. So now I'm going to open up the stitch at the shoulder, front and back, and put the overlap of the front in between the back and the front shoulder. So after opening it up, I will add the overlap to the middle of the front and back shoulder, and I will I'll do it for both sides of the shoulder. So this is how it looks like after joining the overlap and the front and back at the shoulder. So now I will join the side seams together using the 1.5 inches that I added earlier. Now for onto the sleeve. To cut the sleeve, fold your fabric in bias like this. At the sleeve cap, input your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 and go down by your bust divided by 12 and draw a straight line. Now use your French cuff to draw your sleeve cap. So after doing that, measure the length of your sleeve. You can make your bias more than this, your bias fold more than this, depending on how wide you want your sleeve to be. So after measuring the length of my sleeve, I'm going to cut the sleeve out. So this is how the sleeve look after cutting it out. Now for the sleeve band, measure your wrists, place your fabric on fold, and the width of your fabric that you have folded will be your wrist measurement divided by 2, and the length of the band should be, I use 6 inches for the length of the band. So you are going to gather your sleeve into the band. You are going to gather your sleeve into the band by running a gather stitch and pulling your sleeve. And after pulling the gathers, you add it together, and this is how the sleeve is looking like. So now I'm going to stitch the sleeve at the side. I'll stitch the sleeve at the side. After this stitching the sleeve and after ironing, this is how it looks like. I have folded the hem of the dress inward. Later on, I will use hemming gum. I'll put hemming gum in between and iron it in place. So to cut the turtleneck, measure your neck measurement all round. Measure it round. My neck measurement is 20.5. and I will divide that into 2, which is 10.25. Then I will mark it. After I mark it, I will go up by 1 inch on that line that I mark. Then I will input my front neck divided by 2, which is 5.5. Then I will connect the points together. Then I'll go up at an angle from the center back. So I will now measure 2 inches up, and this will form my turtleneck line. So after drawing my turtleneck line, I'm going to include the seam allowance, and after then I'll place my fabric on fold at the center front and cut out 2 pieces. So and now I'm going to notch the turtleneck line at the center. So now I'm going to join the turtleneck pieces together. After joining it together, I'm going to attach it to the neckline and show you the final result. So this is how it's looking like. I've added the cover button and this is the end result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you learned 1 or 2 things from this tutorial. Please don't forget to like and to subscribe. Thank you.